Yeah. Bloody, bloody, blah. Jews Media, welcome. Dude, I hope you saw our Facebook Live.
Yeah, I did.
I hope you. I'm talking to the people that eventually will be listening to this because this isn't live.
Who?
But
Right.
the people that might listen to it. And to them, they may or may not have listened to the Facebook Live, and I'm hoping that they did, because we just did it, and it was funny. It was weird. That was weird, you know, knowing that people were actually watching, and trying to act like all natural and then be sitting there subconsciously, like self-consciously thinking, oh shit, act natural. What do I naturally do?
Natural.
Do I naturally flail my arms around in the air and make weird facial movements? And I'm like, no, not usually. So it's just weird.
I beg to differ.
Well, I mean, sometimes I do, but not all the time.
It's exhausting.
I just did it. They can't see that because there's no video element to this.
But they can hear the you're jostling
that
around.
One? Jostling?
Yeah. I like to pronounce the T in silent T words like jostle.
So I like pronouncing the
Why
H.
else is the T there?
Pronouncing the H in cool whip.
Cool whip.
Cool whip. Whip.
Brian, you're acting weird.
So yeah, that was weird, but that was lots of fun actually. Had a good one. That was a good one. So I really hope you watched it, or if you didn't watch it, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Because I did. I watched
talking to you. People out there who can't see me pointing at them. You really should go somewhere and watch it.
Anywhere.
Probably on our Facebook page, most likely. It's on the Jews in the Media Facebook page, on my personal Facebook page, on James's Facebook page.
I saw one
and my
of those,
friend Sion shared it, so it's on his Facebook page. So find that shit
no
and watch
excuses,
it.
guys. No excuses. Cut the bullshit,
Watch it,
all right?
share it.
Enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of this.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So what's up?
I don't know. Ceiling right now because I'm indoors.
Really?
I am. I am indoors.
Nice. Looking forward to tomorrow being Thursday.
I am.
The Israeli Friday of the West.
The Israeli Friday of the West.
Well, if we were in the West,
my brain's is not working. Is not.
Friday would be the beginning of our weekend
right now.
But here, Thursday is our first day of the weekend, first night of the weekend.
Yeah.
So
it is.
So it is.
I mean, the whole day is not the night of the weekend.
Well, part of it is.
It's the eve.
Part of it is. The night part of it is.
I mean,
the evening part of it is.
You could say well. it's tomorrow is weekend eve.
Weekend's eve.
Weekend's eve. That's interesting.
Can
we get that going?
Yes, tomorrow is weekend's eve.
I mean, it kind of puts
Thursday
you in like
should be known as weekend's eve.
It kind of puts you in like kind of a senior year kind of zone. You know, it's kind of just a blow off year.
I thought you meant like that year you turn like 65 or whatever, and you're officially a senior citizen.
No, not a senior moment.
You're like, yeah, it's senior. I become a senior. No, wait a minute. That's not what he's talking about. All right, never mind.
No, you know what I'm talking about. That's, senior year is notoriously known as the slacker years. Just do nothing. And that's kind of what Thursday is in some worlds.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It is Casual Thursday.
So
in a land of every casual every day.
Wear a Hawaiian shirt if you want to. Yep.
I don't want to. I'm going to wear a T-shirt.
You can't because it's not Thursday yet. But I was making a reference to Office Space.
It's only 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes till tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be today soon.
So does that mean it's 20 minutes to tomorrow?
While we're recording.
Does that mean it's only 20 minutes until Weekend's Eve?
Yeah.
Weekend's Eve day morning?
Yeah.
Weekend's Eve morning?
It is.
Happy almost Weekend's Eve morning.
I need to know if Weekend's Eve is a thing yet, or if I just made something up that was just the most brilliant thing ever.
You want me to Google it?
No.
Weekend's Eve.
Well,
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary, the weekend Eve, like Christmas and New Year.
Don't do
you got that. Huh?
Like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, you will get the next day off.
Yeah.
Every Friday is the weekend Eve. Dude, it's the weekend Eve. Let's get faded
Fit chased?
tonight.
Faded. I just don't know how to be a functional human being in the US right now. Just because I've grown up, so I finished college, I moved out to Israel.
See, the weird thing is that I understand that. Being that I've, been here for 15 years or whatever it is. A year and a half ago when I went back to the States, I actually felt odd.
Like a tourist.
I didn't know how to act in the places
cutting in line, being an asshole to everyone.
No, not like that. But even it was
but like that also.
I found myself being overly polite and talkative, and
oh my god, it's so annoying.
and it was weird because I know I would never have acted. I'm in a store that I've been in a million times. In my life that I've been in, once a day or a couple times a week, every week since I was a very small child. And there I am feeling out of place and weird in this same store.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm every time I go back to the States,
Do I say, hey, howdy, how you doing? What's up?
Hey, how you doing? So good to see you.
Goodle, goodle,
Are
goddle,
you doing
wop,
that
wop,
voice?
smop.
That voice of somebody who's clearly faking niceness?
No, see, everyone was really nice to me. It was genuine nice. Hey.
But that's the thing.
Might have been drunk.
Yeah.
I might have been drunk and acting nice, and people might have been reacting to it by being nice.
Other people may have been drunk, and
maybe
Who
everyone
knows?
was drunk. These things happen. I was on vacation.
What else is new in the world?
Stuff.
Things too.
So, how about that government shutdown?
It's back, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But I don't understand that.
Which part don't you understand? What it was about? Why?
No, the entire
shut it
government
down?
shuts down, meaning
Who to
that
blame?
people who actually need services that the government provides, on a day-to-day basis. Well, sorry, government's fighting. You can't get whatever it is you need.
Do you get a paycheck every day?
Huh?
Do you get a paycheck every day?
There's people who aren't getting paychecks at all and are benefiting from government services and assistance. They're not getting that when the government is shut down.
For 3 days.
Huh?
For 3 days. They can go back tomorrow, and it's open. Actually, it's possible that it was open already today.
There's services that are providing food, that are providing assistance, getting people food, the ability to eat, to get sustenance. Nope, too bad. Sorry. With or without the sorry.
Okay.
I just think it's ridiculous.
Well, sometimes when the two sides can't play nicely, it turns into a government shutdown.
And everybody has to suffer from it.
Well, these things do happen.
Everybody who's susceptible to it has to suffer from it. That's not fair. That's not fair. The people shouldn't have to suffer for for the government, and I'm not going to talk about who's right and who's wrong. I'm not going to. I don't think it's fair that people should suffer because the government is these fat
Broken?
cats and bigwigs aren't able to cooperate.
Bigwigs? I don't think.
What about the little wigs?
I don't think any of them actually wear a big wig.
I don't think so. Well,
I mean, I'm not denying that some of them wear wigs.
Who knows?
You know,
Very like a barrister's an English.
yeah, no, they're not wearing like the powdered wig thing. No. I'm not saying there's not a toupee or two in there, but
I think there's some toupee action going on.
Toupee or not toupee?
Or 3-pay. 1-pay?
No.
No.
1-pay, that sounds like something you'd do online.
3-pay?
I just signed up for 1-pay.
It does. It does. It actually makes me think of Payoneer.
Dude, download 1-pay and you can just send me some money. It's like Pepper Pay. You ever use Pepper Pay?
I've not.
I have.
Yeah. Is it just Lumi? Is there any difference between it and Lumi? It's like through Lumi, I think.
It's basically, have you ever ordered a pizza online and had to pay with your credit card? That's what it is. It's an app that allows you to use your credit card and put it into an account somewhere. I don't know if it's attached to a bank account or if it's just online money that you can then go and use somewhere.
Whatever the case is, I think that it's backed by Lumi. But
I also use Biddy or
What's the
Bitly
point?
or something like that, which is like a
URL
Pauline
shortener?
thing. Or no, it's a
Upcard?
No, it's the same thing as Pepper Pay, but like for a different bank.
I won't Bitty.
I have it somewhere, but it's not there.
I won't Bitty.
It might be here.
It's
I guess
nowhere.
It's just B-I-T.
What's the story with Ripple? Have you heard about Ripple? Because I know a lot of people who have gotten
isn't that a
into
type
it.
of alcohol?
And
Ripple?
one of my friends, when they
I think it's a type of ice cream with alcohol in it.
one of my friends when they got like $200 of Ripple coin, and I think it was like $4 a share, and then the next day it was $2.
Did you hear
And
about
it's like
Bitcoin?
73 cents or something.
Bitcoin
now.
like crashed like 50% or something.
Yeah,
like
of course it's fucking gonna crash. I was waiting for it to crash.
You gonna get into it now and see if it comes back?
No, it's too late. The people who will already have, and it's
Buy yourself like a 32nd of a coin, 1/32 of a coin.
What is it? Well, I'll look it up later. What it crashed down to, but yeah, it reached at some point. It reached 17,000. It was steady at $13,000 for a while per coin.
I don't remember what it.
And there's
crashed
so
down
many
to.
scams that were built up around it.
Yeah, well, we
'Cause
talked about
people-
that last week. We talked about how people were buying those fake coins and
'cause-
selling them as bitcoins.
Yeah, because whatever the case is, it sounds legitimate.
Although
And you've heard about it on the news, so it's got to be
I
real.
suspect that was just Photoshop, and someone put that on the internet, going, "Haha, this is funny." People are
Maybe, but I wouldn't put it past anybody to any of these former scam artists who are scamming in whatever other realm to do that.
Did you hear they caught the Nigerian prince scam guy, and he's like from like Minnesota or something like
It's a
that?
team of like 40 people that were doing this
From like
at the beginning.
like Americans from like Minnesota or something like that. I heard they. I don't know. I read something and I don't remember what it was because
That's interesting because I actually saw a report about the Nigerians who were scamming people, who had call centers, and they were actually scamming people, writing emails and stuff.
I'm not saying they don't, but,
Like
I heard
compiling
like
the
that the guy
email.
that started the Nigerian prince thing was like, recently arrested, and he was like from Minnesota or somewhere. Maybe he was
like
in
originally
Nigeria.
from Minnesota, or like
I don't know. You know how the news is. They don't say things like, suspect was black or from Nigeria or an immigrant, They just say someone did something today.
that. I have no idea how I'm
Be
going to
on
get
the
along
lookout
in the
for
States.
someone. He was wearing clothes.
I have no idea how I'm going to get along with that in the States.
Well,
Because I'm not a racist or anything, but like,
yes, you are.
you know, we use terminology that you can't use anymore.
No, you certainly can't use those things that you were saying before the
No,
show.
there's certain phrases, you know, like if okay, you're talking about gay rights and you say LGBT, if you don't add the Q, oh my God, if you don't add the Q, you're going to burn in hell.
Well, don't.
And you're going to be reprimanded for it. Like, I can't
here's
deal
what
with
I
that. Like,
recommend.
I'm just going to
Here's what I recommend. Don't go around talking about LBGQT.
No, but just for conversation's sake, like, you know, there's so many terms. I have no idea how to deal with this. Because
don't hang out. Don't associate with the kind of people that would care.
listen, in Israel, the N-word is quite freely thrown around.
Well, yeah, it's because it's not that many black people.
Beyond that, the civil rights movement didn't happen in this country. We didn't have that. The blacks who were in Israel, unless they're refugees, which were not slaves to Israelis, unless they were refugees, these are Ethiopians who emigrated to the United States, to Israel.
Yeah, they voluntarily came here.
A lot of them did. You know, from whatever lost
Technically,
Israeli
they
tribe,
all did.
Whatever lost.
They all volunteered to come here. We didn't force anyone, any of them, to move here.
Yeah, these were not enslaved. These were not oppressed in any way. I mean, they're oppressed by society, but they're not oppressed by into slavery. It's just, you know, it's a different world here. But I don't know. It's going to be weird going back. I mean, I'm not going to lose my shit.
I bet you lose your shit.
I mean, I'm not really keeping track of my shit. Like,
I bet
once
you
I
lose
flush
your
it
shit
down, it's gone.
I bet
I don't
you
need to
lose
know
your
where it
shit
is.
before you get out of the airport. You're gonna be like, I'm back in the goddamn motherfucking Q bastard.
None of those were racial slurs. Or was that cue ball?
Well, no,
For
I just
bald
said
people?
Q motherfuckers.
Q, like QUE, like people in line.
No, like GAYQ. No, what is it? LMNOP.
Oh, Q, queer.
Yeah, but what are the other letters? I forgot. LBGT.
No. Okay, so there's LGBTQ, and then there's like ABPT plus. There's like a plus somewhere in there.
I'm pretty sure
Did
I
get
saw
a
one.
niner in there.
pretty sure I saw one with a dash and then smoke signals at the end. But
like, come on. You know, everybody wants to be appreciated. Everybody wants to be known. If everybody doesn't
everybody
know,
wants to turn it back.
chill the fuck out, okay? Like pull it back. And that was my issue when I was having this conversation. I said LGBT, and I didn't add the Q in there. Leave me alone. You know, if I wanted to be offensive, I could be offensive. If I wanted to be oppressive, there are words that I could have used that are actually oppressive. I said LGBT. I missed out the Q. So fucking kill me.
So when you were attacked for missing out the Q, what was your response? Hey, I am all for those queers having rights. It's cool with me.
No.
No?
I said, I explained, listen, we're on the same page here right now. I'm using the terminology
I don't
that
think
I
you
know
and your
of
cousin,
at this time.
because I know what happened, and I don't think you and this person were on the same page.
At the beginning, we were.
I don't think you would ever be on the same page.
No, I don't know.
She comes from a young, crazy generation.
Yeah.
You are not of that crazy generation. I do not think you would ever be on the same page.
But
she yelled at you for dropping the Q.
Right. Now
do you think you'd ever be on that page?
But we're Did I say faggot? I did not say faggot. I could have said much worse fucking words. I did not. We were, for the most part,
Let's not drop
on the
F-bomb.
same page. Yes or no? Were we on the same side of the argument?
Well,
yes, we were. I'll answer that for you.
No,
yes,
no,
we were.
No, from your perspective, you
I was
were.
not trying
Not
to-
from hers. From your perspective, you're like, hey, I agree with
Exactly.
you. I'm
Exactly.
all fag friendly. But then she was just like, you can't say that shit.
Exactly, and that's the issue. That's the issue. The country. Let's get into it. The country's become so divided, and it's not like that in other countries. So I'm saying the country, the U.S. has become so divided. People hate each other, and they're on the same fucking side. People hate each other on the same side. Like, stop.
Is it like when we argue about agreeing about stuff?
Yes. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I ran out of. Hello.
You didn't run anywhere.
I ran so
You
far
didn't
away. No, I just run out of energy on it. But tell me, are you checking this?
It's, are you checking this? What is so difficult?
That does not say, are you checking this?
Yes, it does. It literally.
It says, areu.
No.
Areu.
It says,
Areu.
I couldn't be bothered
A-R-E-U
to add a space.
is one word. And even if there were a space, it would be R-a.
Look, it even says...
Because that's not a word.
And look, it even
The
has a
letter U
title.
is not a
Are
word.
you checking? Which you should understand that that's just a spacing problem. It says, are you checking this?
I don't understand anything.
Which, by the way, you couldn't even be courteous enough to say yes. You didn't.
No.
You told me to fucking use the goddamn note thing so we can talk about this shit, and then you don't reply to the fucking notes that I leave.
I think actually I might have. I think I might have. But my phone is on the other side of the room. What's been happening this year so far? That's, the only news that we hear is Trump. I want to hear, like, other things.
I heard about Pence.
No, like...
Well, wait. No. Let's
politics
let's spend... Hold on, wait. Let's spend
always,
30
like, the
seconds because
top
it's
thing.
something funny. I saw, Pence was here, a couple days ago, for a couple days.
Yeah.
And I saw a picture of him.
What was his purpose?
Speaking in the Knesset, and there was a picture of one of the Arab members of Knesset, and she had a rubber band in her hand, and she had, like when you, you do the rubber band, and like you're gonna like fling something, from the rubber band.
Yeah.
Or like she made like a slingshot out of it. And at Pence, and I was just thinking, like, wouldn't it be funny if Secret Service like saw that and shot her? Like, bam, bam, bam.
Assault with a stinging weapon.
They don't know she's Arab.
tingling
She's
weapon.
She's
But I wonder,
not friendly. She was They were heckling him.
But I wonder if
you see someone.
Yeah. I wonder if though,
Like, think about it. To a
Like
Secret Service agent, a rubber band pulled back like that might look no different than your than a slingshot or a wrist rocket. With a ball bearing could
Red
really take an eye out. Huh?
Pocket
rocket? What?
I don't know. That's but I really hope that they saw, that he saw. I don't know if he may have been here before. He's like religious boy. I wonder if he ever knew that Israel's not an apartheid country.
Well, I think it's pretty clear that him and Trump are pro-Israel and don't really believe it's.
That's how it seems.
I would think by how pro-Israel they seem to be that I would assume that they don't believe that Israel
But
is an apartheid country.
is it only because it's in their best interest? Because Trump was pro-abortion and then anti-abortion, and
I don't necessarily know if being pro-Israel is necessarily to their advantage.
Who knows?
I mean,
Who
they
knows?
seem to be pro-Israel and acting in Israel's interest, and they are.
Yeah, but the U.S. for the most part has always been more on our side. They are
spanking. That's the word I was looking for. That's a good word, I guess. Spanking the Palestinians, calling a spade and calling them the obstacle to peace.
We're just talking about not using racial slurs.
What did I say?
Isn't that a racist term? Racist word?
It's called a spade a spade.
Is it?
I don't know.
I've heard that it was, but I've never used it myself. Let me know if I should start using that.
I think it depends how you use it, because a spade is a farming tool, but I guess there was a time when it was also referred to as a black person was also a spade.
I don't even know if it was black or what nationality or race it was.
Black.
Maybe
black.
Probably
black. Trust me, I know.
You played that so well as though you didn't know in the beginning, and now you know all about it.
What did I say I didn't know?
I don't know. Well, maybe in certain scenarios. No, I know this. It took a swift leap into yes.
It's in the song from Hair. Jack Bunny.
I just know. Oh yeah,
Spade
you know
is
what?
in there somewhere.
No, it is in Johnny Rebel's song. Johnny Rebel is a twisted motherfucker.
Yeah. And when I used to go to those Klan and Nazi rallies, they used to talk about the spades all the time and refer to the black people as spades.
Yeah, don't talk to me about that. I'm from Kansas. I know this shit. I actually never. You know what? Did I ever see any racism?
I know I've mentioned it before, but there was a short time period I used to hang out with a skinhead gang. Not often or for long periods of time, but there was a time.
All the time.
There was a short period of time for 45 minutes here or there, to a couple hours every.
For like 20 years.
No. For like a couple of
every day.
There was this bar that I used to hang out in because they would let minors in, and a lot of skinheads hung out there. So
what? You hung out there because they allowed minors in,
and I was underage.
Oh.
Yeah. Would you want to go hang out and listen to a band play and drink a beer or do a shot?
Mm-hmm.
But you're only 19, 18 years old, whatever. Although I happen to know for a fact that a 14 or 15-year-old girl got served there.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a young age.
She was the cousin of someone I knew. I think she was 14. Maybe she was 15. I don't remember if she was 14. Yeah, you know what? No, I don't have.
She was probably one or the other or neither.
Yeah, that's all that needs to be said about
that. So yeah. What else is new?
Did we talk about the government shutdown?
Very briefly.
I feel like that's when we started.
As much as we needed to.
I feel like we started talking about the government shutdown and really didn't talk about it at all.
No, we didn't. No, we talked about how ridiculous it was.
Government shutdown hurt people. That's bad. All right, next subject. Let's go on to something more. Let's go on to something more serious and important than that. Did you hear that there's been like a spat of dead prostitutes lately? I like to joke around with and throw in the good punch. My favorite punchline, and then a dead hooker fell out. Every now and then, and porn store is just another form of hooker,
just another outlet for that.
So over the last 2 or 3 months, something like 5 porn stars have committed suicide. Or died. I don't know if they haven't all, because there were a couple of ODs. One hung themselves.
Were they all friends with Stormy Daniels?
Had a uterus infection, gone septic or
septic shock.
Septic or whatever. I don't know.
Septic shock.
Sure. It was.
I think that I'm not sure. Is that the same as septosis? I think that's the same thing as septosis.
The most recent.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
The most recent one. She was 23 years old. She OD'd. Oh, I got a cough. Hold up. I got a tickle in my throat. Sorry.
Hey! People live here.
Sorry. Getting over a cold. She OD'd on pills while she was in rehab.
Oh, nice.
Okay? She was locked up in some rehab or whatever, and somehow she got a whole bunch of pills and booze and died. I don't exactly know how that happens, but I've heard of these places, and I've heard they're, kind of difficult to get high in.
Well, I mean, don't they like wean you off of the drugs, or is it just like you're done, that's it? Like I don't know, for like heroin, I know there's methadone.
Well, when I was in high school, several kids that I knew got sent to rehab, and my understanding is that it depends on what you were taking.
Well, of course. Of course.
If you were, heroin or pills, or if you were on something that needed a detox period.
Yeah.
I don't know, the first 72 hours or the first 5 days or whatever the detox period is for whatever you're on, you were like kept in like a detox ward, whatever.
Okay.
And then from there,
I thought you were going to say cryogenosis.
Yes, you were cryogenically frozen. Although I don't know what that would do for your addiction.
Nothing, just for fun.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? Come on, let's go get frozen. Yay!
Just for gits and chiggles.
Although, you know what? I do want to get frozen. Not to get too far off the subject, but it's going to get a little far off the subject. Have you heard that cryo baths or whatever it is?
Just a bath of liquid nitrogen.
You stand in this vat and they kind of spray you. I don't know exactly what it is. You sit in this tube, okay, and yeah, they bring it down to like minus whatever degree, and you're in there for like 30 seconds. And it's supposed to improve blood flow. I don't know. Cool. It's supposed to be good for you.
Wait, were you with me when
no.
I was looking this up?
What is this?
Oh, I was just going to leave it at that. I was just going to hope that you understood it on your own. No, I heard there was this article. I wanted to know what the hottest temperature humans could withstand. Were you with me? You can stand.
I don't know, because sometimes I could be with you and you're like playing on your phone. I don't know what you're doing. That could have been.
No, I discussed this with somebody.
Wasn't me.
But you can actually exist. You can be alive for. I think it's like 30 seconds. At 200 something degrees. Above boiling.
I have been alive in like 120, 122.
Me too. That was just outside weather.
And I have to say, I didn't really enjoy it.
No.
So if I could survive,
you could do twice that.
It wouldn't be a good existence.
No. But like you can function, like your brain is operating. At least you can stand and walk. at this
Great.
temperature.
So your brain is saying, "Holy shit!" It works well enough to say, "This sucks.
Well,
Get inside.
That's exactly what I was thinking about when I
Eat ice cream quick. Put ice cream in your pants."
Because when it's super cold in you, like your hands just don't move at a normal pace. Like you can't when
it's cold.
Yeah, when your hands are cold, like your hands stiffen. Like even flicking, you can't like really flick. It's just like fingers ever so slowly rises. Is it the opposite in the heat? Like you're super fast, or because your joints are melting?
I don't think it's super fast. I think it's like super Gumby.
Super, you are
You
dying
just like
quite quickly.
Your fingers just start they're like melty little,
Like you're not really
overcooked
You're
mozzarella
alive.
sticks. They're
You're
just kind of-
alive until you die. Like you're dying at 212
that is true.
degrees.
You are alive until you die.
No, but like you're actively
switch. It's like
you're
alive,
actively
alive,
working
dead.
towards rapidly dying. Not like living out your life here in 212 degree weather for your remaining years.
Does it say how long you can exist in what in that?
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds or something. So you're dying.
So it's like, I'm not going out and get the mail. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, no.
Staying inside. Let's turn that up to 68.
Crank it up to 11.
That would really suck.
11 degrees?
No, if it was like 200 and whatever degrees outside, and you could only live outside for 30 seconds, you had to survive inside. Like, fuck, I gotta go to the supermarket.
Better run fast. But with that heat,
Well, no, you'd probably have a
joints,
garage, and you'd get inside your air-conditioned garage into your air-conditioned car, and you get halfway there, and the air conditioning goes. Fuck.
Yeah.
You get there, but all the spots are all the good spots are taken, so you gotta park a little further away, because there's always an asshole that takes up 2 or 3 parking spots because he's got a nice car. So you gotta park further away. So
yes.
You gotta, run inside in that 200.
I like those guys. I don't like those guys.
No, you shouldn't like those guys.
I don't like them. Yeah, and I like when you see like some of these people that have occupied 2 spots. You always kind of assess the kind of car that they're so protective of, and it's like a Saturn.
Fuck that! I've seen like a Yugo or some like 15-year-old piece of shit.
Well, I mean, at this point, a Yugo is a collector's piece.
I've also seen like a Ferrari or like
okay, a car like that I understand.
A car that's over $100,000-$200,000.
I understand.
But yeah, no, still a dick. But I understand. But then you see like that like $4,000 broken down piece of shit.
Like even if you wanted to take revenge, what could you do? You can't key. You can key the car, but he won't be able to tell. You can stick something on the windshield. Oh, actually, have you seen that?
That's why this is why God invented the cherry bomb. Nothing
That's
says
exactly why.
Nothing says like parking straight like a quarter stick of dynamite.
Wait, what was that? So there's this. It's a replacement for the boot. Okay, so it's this yellow like suitcase type of thing that they open up, and there's I guess some sort of a suction mechanism underneath it, and there's a keypad on it. Okay, so the whole thing is basically designed to cover your entire windshield. They just carry it like a stack of these in the back of their car. The police or the meter maid or whoever it is holds a stack of them in the back of their car, their cruiser, and they pull one out and they just stick it on your windshield. And you call this number on the back of the thing, the back of the on the well, it's only one side that you can really see on the back of this board thing. You pay them, and they give you a code to unlock it, and you have 24 hours to return the thing to the police department.
You have to return it?
You have to return it.
Fuck that. I'm just flinging it onto the side of the street.
And then you get fined because they know that it's yours.
Well, they can just come and pick it up. It's right where they left it. I got to pay a fine, and I got to go to drop off this shit?
Steve, I don't think you're going to do very well with this.
I didn't do very well.
It's called the Barnacle. That's right, the Barnacle.
The Barnacle.
Yeah, brilliant name. And it's just a.
I would have called it something more appropriate. Like, you got to be fucking kidding me, you cocksucker!
Clerks. Oh,
because that's what you're going to be screaming when you find this thing on your car. But then again, that's the same thing I was going to call the boot. I would have called it if I.
There's this old Jeep that had a boot on the road on my way to work. It's been there for like a few years. Never moved. It's gone. Somebody moved it. How dare them?
What do you think happened?
But it didn't have like a police boot on it. It was like their own. And it's the truck is painted in like camo. It's like an old Suburban. Like a 80s, early 80s, I think.
Maybe someone
Suburban.
decided to buy it. Maybe someone sold it. Going to restore it.
Could be.
Maybe there was a dead body in it, and someone was going to develop that piece of land where it was sitting on, and they had to move it, so they had to tow it out of there and put it on some other piece of land so that someone doesn't find the dead body. I don't know. That happened in Jersey all the time.
Yes.
Did I ever tell you they found a dead body hanging in Union once? That like had been there for like a couple of months, something like that.
For a couple of months?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good neighborhood. I should check it out.
It kind of was. It was at a private golf course, okay? And with it was like summertime, and with all like the trees, with all the leaves and everything else, you really couldn't see the body from the road. So come winter, fall, people were like, "Is that a body over there?" Hanging from that tree, and I don't remember who it was or what the deal was. I don't remember if it was foul play or
if
sex
it was
play or I don't remember what kind of play it was.
Or cow play.
Yes, it might have been cow play. I don't know if it was murder or natural causes.
Interesting. Somebody was murdered. Like across the main street that ran perpendicular to my street. 5 houses down, there's the main street. So right across the street from there was some murder, like double homicide. Guy killed his wife and himself or something. Maybe their kids too. So not fitting for the community. It's always surprising to see that stuff.
Someone got killed and thrown in a dumpster at my brother's old apartment building.
Where?
Back in Jersey.
Oh. I thought in Beersheba.
A block away from where I lived. There used to be. I'll tell you about the neighborhood I used to live in. There was a prostitute that hung out at the foot of my driveway. That really says it all.
Always?
One day I saw some woman standing out there, and like I was just like, maybe she's waiting, and I just kept an eye, and she was just standing there, and then it dawned on me, it's a hooker.
Was she hooking? Like
she was actively trying to hook.
Is there clientele, like passers-by?
Well, it was a busy corner.
Oh. Okay.
That's the quality of the neighborhood I lived in.
This is not in front of your parents' house.
No.
Okay.
No, not in front of my parents' house. No.
Okay.
No, this is in front of my apartment. There was
I've-
one
I know a
day
few people
I'm
that
sitting in
lived
my
in apartments
I
like
lived
that.
in like an apartment, a basement apartment, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I see people walking past my window, and my window doesn't have a sidewalk; it's all grass, and there shouldn't be people walking over there. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go out.
I think they were trying to steal your laptop through the window.
No, they were doing something, but it wasn't to my apartment. So I was like, what the fuck? So like I didn't want to stick my foot out the window because like they could have whatever. So I ran inside the apartment building because like I had my own separate entrance. I could have like walked out and been like right there, but instead I went inside the main apartment building, entrance. I went out that way and then came around from behind them and I kind of peeked through a bush and I saw what they were doing and I realized that the guy in the apartment above mine and like next to mine, it's like our windows were next to each other. Mine was like this way, and his was 90 degrees to my window, right there in the
Okay.
corner. He was selling drugs out of his window. I don't know what it was.
Like dropping them out the window?
No, but like the way that it was like on a hill, so like the way it was when people were standing there, I opened up opened up the thing and like there was the ground, so I could have seen like their knees and stuff. And so like his window was like probably like right above, right at their head level. Just about like 5 feet off the ground or whatever. So like, you could have easily handed something back and forth. And
As I imagine happened many times.
I was not a big fan of that apartment. No, actually, that's not true. I liked that apartment. I had some good times there. But I was not a big fan of that neighborhood.
Is that also not true?
Well, I had some good times in that apartment, but I was not a fan of that neighborhood. I did not, I was not a...
Did not jive with their vibes.
No, not at all. It was one of these neighborhoods that, at one time was a like really nice Jewish neighborhood, and then other people moved in and the Jews moved out.
I see.
Yeah.
Sounds fascinating.
It didn't become an upper class, neighborhood. It wasn't what you would call, I don't know, white.
Yeah. No. No, I had a few friends who lived in the
In the ghetto. Oh.
in the ghetto. Who lived like near the Paseo, I'll say, which is a street in Kansas City. Not necessarily a safe area or a very innocent area. I was always weird. That was always weird going down there because it's very out of place. I'm from Kansas City, I'm from burbs. It was cool. Yeah. What else is new?
No, you know what? I wanted to tell you another thing about my neighborhood.
So tell me
one
another
time,
thing about your.
One time I was listening to.
Tell me one
I was
more thing.
listening to satellite radio show, and they had on this homeless woman. Okay, and
Was she actually homeless or was it a gag?
No, she was actually homeless, and then she was describing where it was she hung out. Okay, and I realized it was right around the corner from my apartment building. There was just train tracks, and there was just like train trestle and everything, and homeless people used to hang out back there.
I've never heard you use the word trestle.
Trestle? Yeah, well, that's the train trestle. Where all the homeless people hung out. And yeah, she was one of the homeless people. She had like been a fan of the show, and then like
Was
over
she
the,
the
over the
homeless
years,
woman?
over the years,
the
she
prostitute?
was a raging alcoholic that used to call into the show, and she was like one of the whack pack or whatever that these type of shows have, and and a little bit she got fired from her job, and her alcoholism got worse and worse, and then blah blah blah, and then she couldn't pay her bills, and then eventually she became a homeless person, and then eventually it got so bad she went and like I guess when your liver gets really bad or something, or your kidneys get really bad, you start to hallucinate and go insane or whatever, and you got that. She's probably dead by now. but she had to be locked up in like the loony bin or whatever.
Oh, it sounds like fun.
Yeah.
They should make a documentary about her.
Yeah. But yeah, and as I said, it wound up that she was one of the homeless people who was right around the corner from my apartment. So, again, lovely neighborhood.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
$700 a month. It's great.
I don't even know what that means. Like, I have no frame of reference.
You have no idea what a rent would be in an apartment in Kansas.
I don't remember.
You have no idea.
No, I was
700 shekels. $700 could get you a 1-bedroom apartment, or it could get you a 3-bedroom house. You don't know.
No, I'm trying to.
I definitely know places
remember.
in this country you can get a house for that kind of money.
Of course.
In New Jersey, you get a small 1-bedroom.
A studio, you mean?
No, 1 bedroom.
No, I looked for apartments, but then I ended up just making Aliyah, moving to Israel. So I never had an apartment in the States. No, I did have one. Actually, I did have one in St. Louis. Rented an apartment for a couple of months.
And what did you pay?
I think it was $1,300, but it was a bigger place. Yeah.
In Florida,
I was sharing it with
Florida, I had
my
a
girlfriend at the time.
studio, but it was a big studio. It was a nice sized apartment for one person.
No, it wasn't 13. It was 900.
And I built a wall, like a little half wall, so I had like a little
900.
space. It was like a
between
bed
her and me.
area, although there was no door. It was really just a bunch of paneling that was being held up by luck.
Kibbutz Kinneret room?
Really just by luck. It framed out the wall.
Kibbutz Kinneret wall.
Not that good. I found some paneling. I'll put it like this. Okay, there was a 2x4 frame, but it was just a frame, okay? There was no studs in this frame. It was just a square frame, okay? So I could nail it in 3 sides, okay? But there was one side of the boards, of the 2 pieces of paneling that weren't nailed into anything. So the board really wasn't. So it wasn't stable. It was
so
nothing.
You're just banging against
No. 3 sides were nailed in, and this one side just had no nails. But it would like move. There was nothing behind any of the board, except for on the outside of it. So it wasn't a very like if you were to lean against it, right through it, like. You could lean a broom against it.
I think you should have done that and gotten the landlord.
Rental agency.
Yeah, that's when I went back to the States, and I worked in the agalot in the malls, selling Dead Sea products. I had an apartment there, but no, I never had another apartment.
I want to talk about that because I love that story. You took a job that was meant for like an Israeli person that can't get a green card and goes to the United States on like a traveling visa or whatever and gets like one of these like mall jobs. Okay. It works for a couple of months or whatever. And like, there you are, Mr. American, took this job meant for like one of these kids and went to the United States to go do a job that was, like an immigrant job.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funnier than it sounds.
No, it's weird. I've stopped. Like I've laughed it out.
You took
already.
the job of an illegal immigrant.
No,
or an illegal worker. Maybe not an illegal
They weren't
immigrant, but an
illegal.
illegal workers.
They weren't illegal.
A lot of the people that take those jobs don't have a work
None
visa.
of the people that were working with us were illegal.
They all had legal work visas?
Yes.
They weren't there on visitors visas?
I went with them to get their visas or the visas signed or something.
Really?
They had to get something done there.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you prove that?
I can pinpoint the location of the place that I went to.
That means nothing.
'Cause
I can pinpoint lots of things on a map.
I could ask people.
What would you ask them?
Well, you could ask people.
Why would I ask them?
Well,
You have to prove
That's
it.
the proof.
Because
if
you're 2018,
okay, listen,
you have to prove.
Listen, if I go
your
to
innocence.
these people, and I ask them to tell you something, are you really going to trust it? Are you going to believe it when I'm telling somebody to tell you something? Come on.
No, I want to see real proof.
So you ask these people on your own. I've not spoken
with them. I want to see a written
them.
document that you did this. I want to see an official document from the state that says you did this.
Well, I wasn't responsible for them. I drove them to the place.
Oh, then I want to see something certified by a noted republic that testifies
by a notary of the public
that you drove someone to this place to.
I drove 7 people in a van to this place. Sat there, waited. I
don't know why, but
what was the phone that I
just
had?
picture one of these like crime drama things. You've just got like a bunch of Israelis locked up in a room, and then like once a day you take them out in a van to the mall and chain them to their cart, and they're like, all right, it's visa time, people.
This was when they had just gotten there. Then we
you
went
pick them up,
and we rented
you pick them up
the
from the
cars.
airplane, get them the visas, and then you chain them up.
No, it was
carts?
just after that we went and rented the cars, and we brought them to their apartments.
And then you chain them in the radiator into the rooms.
They didn't have radiators.
So you just chained
Central
them to the floor
heating.
or something.
Huh?
Where did you chain them to?
I chained them to the floor.
I see.
To the flat floor. I chained their feet to the ceiling.
That's just cruel. So what? And then you would only let them out to go to the mall, and then you change them to their cart. Where
I chained their
Dead Sea products.
Right. That was so silly. That business.
At what point did the prostitution come in? These shows always have prostitutions in it somewhere.
Of course not. Of course not. They're not going to spend money on prostitutes.
Was it a prostitute that ratted you out and got you busted?
For what?
Well, for running a whatever you would call that ring.
What ring? Ring of what? Ring of fire?
Ring of illegal immigrant.
I wasn't running it.
Cart thing. You
I worked
the driver
for people.
guy.
I worked for people who asked me to drive to drive the people the guys around. No,
Sure. I was just under orders. I was just a guard. I didn't know what was going on in the shower rooms.
No. Helping them get settled in to their new home.
You know what? It's coming up to the end of the show, so we'll have to get more involved into what nefarious acts were going on in these slave dens that you were in charge of on next week's show.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So that's it for this week.
Always leave on a good note.
Tune in next week to find out what kind of shady shit James was into at these slave ring in
Slavering,
Missouri. Slave ring.
It was also Illinois because we had a stand at the mall in
this multi-state crime syndicate.
Oh yeah.
That clearly you were way too involved in. This and much more next week's show. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Don't step on the geese.
Or meese?
No, don't step on geese.
Geese?
Geese.
Geese?
Geese.
Goosen?
Yes. The singular of goosen. Geesens. Don't step on them.
Okay.
I don't know, like, at the end of talk shows, they always, don't
Always?
spay your animals, or they always, give some type of
spay and neuter your animals,
So,
but
don't step on geese.
that one I've not heard.
Well, I just made it up.
Okay.
I'm trying to get that.
Actually,
started.
you know what? There was a kid that I went to school with who
Stepped on a goose?
had issues and would grab the geese by the neck and like throw them around and shit.
I know a kid. I went to school with a kid that used to smell girls' bicycle seats.
That's interesting. Was that you?
No, it wasn't me.
Sounds like you.
If you go to Google Maps, I could probably show you where he lived, and I think I remember his name, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't give out that information.
Maybe not.
That could possibly be slanderous, although I swear that it's true.
Bye, guys.
Peace.